What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is I, Randy, with RTS Mobile Gaming. I'm bringing you another fantastic Game of Thrones Dragonfire video today. In today's video, I'm taking a look at a brand new spear build I've been running for the past 2 or 3 days. I've got a lot of really great testing with this spear build against multiple people who are in the 2.9 to kind of 3 million power zone. Shout out to Sky. Love you a long time. A lot of great fights with Sky. A lot of great fights with Flame. A lot of great fights with all kinds of folks in the last couple of days. Mercs have been trying to kill me. But anyways, I'm here to report out. I finally have, again, some good reports outside of leveling and outside of killing weaker players. Now I'm fighting people who are as strong as me, or in some cases significantly stronger, like Spike. He's over 1 million power stronger than me with 10-star gold dragons. I have some great reports, and I want to talk to you about why this Spearman build is actually super strong. It's really interesting because I was running this build with Rhysarion for a while. You guys saw me running this in my stream for a long time with Vermithor, Rhysarion, Venator, and that build was decent. It was a fairly decent build. It performed average against a lot of different compositions, but what I found by adding Vhagar in is we are supercharging Venator and Vermithor both. Vhagar is kind of the perfect fit for this. And the other nice thing about this build is this build gets two dragon synergy for Spearmen. But if you happen to need to switch to shield bearers for some reason, maybe the enemy is using archers, you can switch this build to shield bearers and you get a triple synergy. So this build can run 2 different ways very effectively, which is really great. Let's talk about why this build works, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and pull off of this. Well, let me show you here. While I'm here, let me show you 1 or 2 rounds of damage output, okay? I'm going to start with the preparations, and my finger's covering the camera, and I sincerely apologize. I'm going to start with the prep phase so you can just see where we're at, right? We're looking at warrior stats. Vermithor is a champion, so warrior and champion stats. My warrior and champion heirlooms for damage reduction and damage bonus are maxed out for warriors and champions. I also have maxed out my warrior and my champion dragon upgrades in my building tree for this season 2. So I have 69% damage bonus for warriors and champions. Okay, Sky also has really high warrior heirlooms and champion heirlooms here. My heirlooms are slightly higher than his, but really I think the key is that my research for warriors and champions is maxed out, and it doesn't look like his research for warriors and champions is maxed out yet, which is okay. He's got 62% champion damage compared to my 69, okay? As we go into the round 1 damage, let's just take a look at how this damage looks. And keep in mind, Rhysarion is debuffing the build, so we're all doing 55% reduced damage, okay? Moondancer's hitting for 59, that's great. Venator's over here with bonus damage from himself, bonus damage from Vhagar. The right flank is taking bonus damage from Vhagar for the first 3 rounds. So here we see Venator is actually doing really great damage in round 1. I've done about 1,000 damage, maybe a little more than 1,000 damage in round 1, which is stellar considering my damage is cut in half. Alright, let's jump down to Vermithor's damage, because Vermithor is another really strong dragon here. And the nice thing about Vermithor is Vermithor applies damage reduction to the enemies. Let's actually scroll up and just show you where that happens here. Here is Vermithor applying this damage mitigation against the enemies here. If I can just find that. I'm going to find it soon. Here you go. So Vermithor applies 15% physical damage reduction to 1 target, 15% fire damage reduction to 1 target. The fire damage one is kind of lost in this composition, but the physical damage one, I kind of glazed over it, should be applied to Moondancer here. And let's just find this from Vermithor. Here you go. Moondancer is getting 15% reduced physical damage. So now Vermithor is playing this really nice semi-tank, high damage dealer role, and it pairs really nicely with Vhagar, because you already know Vhagar takes significantly reduced damage in the first couple rounds of the fight, right? We get 8% damage mitigation, period. Then we have 16.8% reduced physical and tactical damage for the first several rounds of the fight. Paired with Vermithor's damage reduction on the enemy, that's over 30% reduction in damage output hitting Vhagar for physical and tactical damage, which is really fantastic. The fact that Vhagar is able to, here you go, we've now taunted Moondancer and Rhysarion and Velar. All 3 targets have now taunted and will be attacking Vhagar for the next round. It's going to be great. Let's just jump to round 4 to show you the damage once the Rhysarion debuff drops off, right? Here's Moondancer. Moondancer's only hitting for 407 with Crescent Blade. I don't know if you guys have seen my other Moondancer videos, but this is a really, really deep cut to Moondancer's damage output here. Compared to, you know, some of the other builds out here. If I jump down to Venator, let's take a look at what Venator is doing. Venator is hitting for 652 on the basic attack, so we're already at 1100, now we're at 1500. I get a bonus basic attack with Feral Strike. I'm at almost 1800 damage here from Venator. He's going to do that every single round, right? With a slight reduction in potential basic strike, Feral Strike bonus procs. But we're going to be doing great damage every round. And we have Moondancer, through all this damage reduction from Vermithor and Vhagar, really doing very little damage. And that's the goal of this build, okay? Let's go ahead and take a look at the actual dragon skill kits here so you can understand what I'm talking about a little bit further. And I'll talk about, you know, when are these builds going to be good for you. So Vhagar, as we already know, is a fantastic dragon. He has a taunt. He does fairly decent damage over the course of the fight. At 2 stars, he has this really nice damage reduction for 3 rounds. This is a big deal. It's going to really cut the damage that you take in half. And that can go way up. I don't even have this skill leveled up all the way. You can go to 24% damage mitigation. As we go to the 4-star skill, this is really what you want to have. At 4 stars, you give this massive damage bonus to the right flank. I would say you could run this build with Vhagar at 4 stars. The build gets a little bit stronger at 6 stars because now you can give advantage to your dragon. This doesn't guarantee it's going to hit your damage dealer. It's going to hit whatever dragon has the most troops. Okay? And then at 8 stars, the build gets even stronger because now Vhagar gets 3 rounds of bonus damage for fire and physical. As we go ahead and take a look at Vermithor, Vermithor's skill kit is also really nice. Vermithor does great damage. He applies Protect and Evasion to the ally. This is at 1 stars, right? At 1 stars, Vermithor is doing a little bit more damage than Vhagar with a nice Protect ability. At 2 stars, Vermithor is going to, for 5 rounds, reduce enemy damage output. At 4 rounds, Vermithor reduces his own damage taken, which is nice. And then at 6 stars, we have damage going up by about 50%. His damage is going up substantially, and now you have a higher percent chance to apply Protect to an ally. And when they have Protect, you now gain damage negation for 2 rounds. That's a big deal. We have all these different dragons that are lowering damage received, lots of defensive buffs, 2 very defensive dragons here in Vhagar and Vermithor. I would say you could definitely run this build with Vermithor at 2 stars. Vermithor at 2 stars is still a massive, massive, fantastic semi-support tank DPS who still does a little bit more damage than Vhagar. So I would say to run this build, you need a minimum of Vhagar at 4 stars, Vermithor at 2 stars, and then you guys already know Venator. I don't need to go into too much detail here. Venator does fantastic damage after every basic attack. Okay, at 4 stars, Venator's damage goes up substantially, okay? I would say you need Venator at a minimum of 4 stars to run this build. At 6 stars, Venator gains an additional damage proc here. His damage is going to go up by another 20 or 30%. So I would say at 6 stars, Venator becomes God level. And then at 8 stars, you're increasing the damage that your opponent takes. So this is, again, going to really help Venator drill down on and kill the enemy directly in front of him. So anyways, guys, that's the build today. If you like today's content, we finally have a great spear build for Season 2 that I'm really happy with. In my opinion, this is my Season 2 spear build meta. I have no plans to change it. I'm working on a different meta build using Caraxes, which we'll talk about later in another video. But right now, this, in my opinion, is the Venator spear build meta for Season 2, period. If you like today's content, like and subscribe. Randy, out.